Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. We're excited about the upcoming season. Our guys have been working extremely hard. It started this summer in the weight room, conditioning, individual workouts, and been really pleased with our progress so far. So far, we've had 17 practices. They've been very, very competitive, especially with the depth that we have at every position. Has been competition, and we're really excited about that. We feel like we have some really good quality leaders, great character guys. Obviously, Jeremy Combs, who's everybody knows has done a great job the past 2 years on and off the court for us in the classroom. He's continued to get better every day. Then we've added Darrell Green, who obviously is a transfer from Incarnate Word, who's brought a great deal of maturity to our team. He's been in the winning programs, and he started last year at Incarnate Word, 27 games and averaged almost 12 points a game. And we think he brings a lot of maturity, a lot of leadership to our basketball team. And his ability to stretch the defense is really going to help us this year. So we're excited about it. We know what areas we got to get better at, and that's on the defensive end. We can score the basketball, but if we're going to win basketball games, these guys understand if you're going to win on the road, you're going to win obviously at home. You got to defend and rebound, and that's what we've been working on as we get prepared for the upcoming season.
Well, you guys finished 12-20 last year. What makes you think that this team is going to be significantly better than what you were last year?
Well, I think last year's team was a young group. You had only had one guy that played over 20 minutes, and that was Jeremy. We had J. Michael Reese sitting out, who had transferred from Texas A&M, has got a lot of ability, but he had sit out for a year and a half. And then we added a lot of young guys, a couple of JUCO players, obviously Decky Johnson, who had arguably one of the best years the JC players have had here. And so I think with the maturity that they gained from last year, the work they put in over the summer, with the addition of a Darrell Green, a winner, addition of a Keith Frazier, addition of a Jay Lawson, who led the state of Texas in scoring, Shane Tamara, we've added some really key pieces. So I feel like we lost Eric did a great job for us, but I think when you look at it with adding Darrell Green and Shane Tamara inside, guys get better. Ricky Bryce has lost 30 pounds. He's down to 260, and he can be an enforcer in our league. He is a rim protector. And these guys will tell you he's been a load to guard in practice. He's running the floor better, changing in. So those guys have gotten better. Jeremy got better from his freshman to his sophomore year. One of the top rebounders in the country. So I feel like some of the young kids we had in our program, J. Michael Brown, guys get better, and that's just a game of basketball. In any sports, guys are going to improve. And I love the mindset of our guys, their work ethic. We're not coaching as much effort, attitude. These guys know what we expect, and they're working extremely hard every day to get better.
How important is it that you have these leaders like Jeremy and like Darrell coming in and making a difference like this?
Well, it's very important. Players got to take ownership of their team if you're going to win. If you're going to win, players have to take ownership. Coaches, obviously, we set the tone, but the players you got to win in the locker room first. I really believe that. That's an old cliche, but these guys are taking ownership of their team and with their work ethic every day, holding one another accountable, on and off the court, challenging one another, and that gives you a chance. And I like the maturity of this group, what we have so far, what they've been doing so far.
Is that a big difference from last year?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like I said, last year we had a young group. We had a really young team. And so I think the maturity that they gained from last year and some tough experiences. We had some difficult games. Obviously, we struggled, but we were in a lot of games. We just didn't finish those games because we were just at times too immature to finish them. And so I feel like we're better prepared to finish those games this year with the maturity that these guys, that returners have, and then with some of the guys that we've added to our roster.
How does Shane's game compare with Colin Voss, who you had before?
That's a great question. I tell you, Shane is a little bit more athletic than Colin. He shoots it better from the three-point line than Colin. Colin probably was a better low-post scorer than Shane, but Shane is extremely athletic. He may be the fastest big man on my team. I don't know, Jeremy. But right now he runs the floor well. He's active. He chases rebound, and he brings great energy every day. He may be you see him all at every sporting event supporting other teams. He's just a great guy to have on our roster, and he's a really good player.
Are you guys confident that you're going to be significantly better?
I really do, Brett. I have confidence that we have a challenging schedule. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Second game of the year, we're at Texas Tech. We got to go to an MTE multi-tournament event we're playing in this year We're at Rutgers, who's obviously a Big Ten school. It's got a new coach, and they've added some quality players. But, we bring in Drexel, who's been a good program through the years, Drexel, Niagara, Hartford come here. But then we have UTA, who's picked to win their league. They have one of the best players in the country coming back, and they got a quality team. And then we play, we have at Sam Houston right after the Christmas break, who's picked to win the Southland this year. Then we bring in San Diego. So we got a challenging non-conference schedule. And then also the league, we open league play, 5 out of 7 are on the road. And then the 2 that were coming here are UAB and Middle Tennessee, 2 pretty good teams. So we have a huge, a very challenging schedule, maybe the most difficult schedule we've had since we've been here.
You just mentioned that 5 out of the 7 are going to be on the road. Last year, obviously, this team struggled. Do you think that was a impact of just the immaturity you kind of talked about?
Yeah, I think so, because we were in games that you go back and look at it, and I've looked at all our games several times from last year. At Middle, you're sitting there, you're tied. At UAB, you're up, and so we just couldn't finish those games, and so I think with the depth that we have, we'll have a lot of opportunities. Well, I think we're in a better position to finish those things, but we got to defend. That's the thing. We gave up too many points, especially on the road. And if you're going to win on the road, you got to defend. Okay, you got to take care of the basketball. You got to make sure you get good shots down every time. And so and rebound the basketball. So those are things we got to do if you're going to win road games. And it's a mindset. So we understand that, and we've been obviously working on the areas we got to continue to get better at, and that's on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball every day.
Jeremy, what have you guys done in the offseason to work on that defense?
I mean, all defense every day. I mean, we spend hours and hours and hours working on all defense. So I know it's going to be better. We're going to keep working on it, and it'll be better when the season starts.
Coach, with 1 year left on your contract, do you get the sense that there's more pressure heading into this season?
Nah, it's always pressure. I mean, every season is no different. I mean, you prepare to play. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about these guys. It's not about me. It's about this team. It's about Jeremy Combs, about Darrell Green, Decky Johnson, J. Michael Reese, Keith Frazier, those guys, the senior upperclassmen. So I'm not worried about that. That'll take care of itself. We feel like we like where we're at. I like the players we have in our program. We got great character guys. They're doing a good job in the classroom. And if we take the process, so to speak, we continue to get better every day, the outcome will take care of itself.
Do you think you have to have a successful season this year to be back?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like obviously we need to win. I mean, we get in it to win. I mean, our guys are doing a great job in the classroom. We graduated 14 out of 16 guys that have completed their eligibility here. Colin Voss and Jordan Williams both need a class to finish up. So we're taking care of the business in the classroom, and obviously, ultimately, you got to win. And you talk to any coach in the country, any level, you got to win. You got to win games, and we understand that. And we feel like we have the group that can win games. So again, it's about our players, guys, and so they're working hard every day to get better and have a successful season.
You're obviously confident that this year you can turn it around. Where do you feel that you fell short in the last few years to be able to do that?
Well, I think defensively we were really good a couple of years ago, and we were able to close out. We had won 5 games in a row. And we were right there on the cusp, and then we just didn't finish it up like we should have, I think, 2 years ago. That team, as some of you may remember, finished, I think we won 14 games that year. But anyway, we had an opportunity at one point with 3 games remaining. I think we were 2 games out of third place somewhere, and we're right there to get a bye in the conference tournament. And our defense is really good, one of the best in school history. But I feel like the maturity again that we gain, we're going to be in a position to be successful. But I think we have a great balance this year. I think our talent. When you transition to one conference to another, I think our talent is where it needs to be. I think our leadership is where it needs to be. The character we have in our program, and I think we're really deep. We're really deep at every position, and so I think we have a team that can beat anyone right now with the way that the balance of our class, and we can play small ball, big ball. We got to continue to get better defensively.
Is Ryan Woolridge going to be eligible, or do you get?
We're waiting. We submitted the waiver, and we'll see how that plays out. We feel like we have a pretty good case, but you never know. That's out of our hands now. Ryan is very talented. He's a pass-first point guard, great speed, very explosive, and these guys will tell you, I mean, he's going to get you the basketball in places where you can be successful with it. So, and he's a really good on-ball defender. He can really defend the basketball, kind of, set the tone defensively for us at the point guard spot. So we hopefully, if he's not eligible at the beginning of the season, we'll get him and Keith Frazier both at the semester break.
You mentioned what Eric did for you guys last year. Who have you seen that can come in and fill that hole that he left?
This guy to my right. I mean, he can really shoot the basketball. He can defend the post. He's a tough matchup. These guys will tell you, and he's great character, great leadership. He's going to get his master's in 1 year, and he's a good player. And so, along with him, Shane Tamara, who's going to help us. But Ricky Bryce has really improved. These guys will tell you, Ricky's been a load. Ricky's obviously. I think he can protect the rim. He's I think fourth in school history for his blocks. He had 36, 37 blocks last year for us, and I think that number will increase with more playing time and him being in better shape. So we have, I think, our inside presence with Jeremy in that mix, Fuller. I think, we're okay inside.
Darrell, you just got here. What's one of the most impressive things about this team that you've noticed?
Talent. Very talented, in my opinion. I think we had second most talented team I've been on, but I think we have a great chance of winning the conference, making it to the tournament, and making some noise in the tournament. That's what I'm here for. Came here to win, plan on winning.
Darrell, with 1 year left of eligibility, what are your expectations for the season?
Win. Yeah, that's my main expectation. That's why I came here, to win.
Jeremy, what makes you feel like this team will be better than it was last year?
I mean, I feel it every day in practice. I mean, everybody going harder. Everybody want to play defense. Everybody listening. Everybody learning. And I feel like we all on the same page and we all want to win. Everybody about the team.
Is there a different personality to this team this year?
I mean, I just feel like we're gonna want to have more of a defensive mind than offense. And as long as we do that, I feel like we'll be good.
Do you feel like there's any added pressure on you? Now you're a junior game with the preseason all-conference team. Feel any added pressure?
No, I don't feel pressure.
How are your free throws coming along?
We're gonna be 75 to 80%.
They lead the conference in one of the top in the country in free throw attempts.
Yeah. I know where that's at.
We're still talking about that. That's in debate.
You guys struggled to handle the ball at times last year with turnovers, and I think you finished last in the conference in assists. Do you anticipate being better in that?
Yeah, we do. We these guys will tell you, we talk about it every day. We have quality guards, and we have to take care of the ball. And we got to make simple plays. That's the bottom line. I thought at times, we just overhandled the basketball. We just made passes that weren't there. Trying to attempt passes that weren't there. We just got to make the simple plays. And these guys will tell you, we watch tape every day and we talk about it every day. You got to take care of the basketball because when you have a lot of ball turnovers, you're in trouble. And if we can minimize those turnovers and get our assist to turnover ratio number, we improve on that. That's going to give us a chance to set our defense, a chance to have a better defensive team, but also get quality shots. And so that we put a lot of emphasis on that.
Coach, you made some changes to your coaching staff this offseason. Why did you feel the need to do that?
Well, I just felt like coming into this season that we just needed to add someone who I think is going to do a great job for us. These guys will tell you, Coach Dan O'Dowd has been a great addition to our staff. With his energy and passion that he's brought to our program, these guys will tell you every day he brings a lot of fire, a lot of energy to our basketball team. And so he's someone I've known a long time, and I think he'll do a quality job for us. He's already doing a quality job for us. Really good coach. He's a great person, and I think he's been a great addition to our program.
Does he fill that X's and O's role on the sidelines that you kind of had last year with Scott Monroe?
Yeah, well, we got a lot of guys that can do X's and O's. I mean, I think Coach Evans is a good X and O guy. I know he's won a lot of games. I feel like I know what I'm doing at times. So, I think he'll help us with that in that area. So, we got a lot of guys. He's a quality coach. Coach Evans is a quality coach. Coach Anwar is a quality coach, and I feel like I kind of can figure out some things here and there sometime.
Obviously, one of the biggest storylines in the offseason was bringing in Keith Frazier. How has he looked?
Yeah, Keith is doing well. He's had a few injuries, but he had knee surgery when he arrived. He's working hard. He's got to be more consistent. And then we talked to him about challenging every day. He's got to be an everyday guy, and that's been his challenge. And so he's figuring that out. that if he's an everyday guy, he has a chance to be really, really good. And I think some of you saw him in the Madness. I mean, he can really shoot the basketball, and he's been in a winning program. He's been well coached, and I've known Keith since he was in the 8th grade, and it's not about his talent. And he's just got to make sure he's committed to the team and committed to continue to work hard. And if he does those things, he brings a lot to our team.
Last year, this team kind of struggled out of the gate, especially in the tournament here. How important is it to get off to a fast start?
That's a really good question. Every game is an important game. You can't overlook anybody. You can't take anybody lightly. And so our guys understand the sense of urgency of getting off to a quality start. And that's something that we talked about, is taking it one game at a time and making sure we get off to a quality start. And that's something that we have to do. We got to win our home games. The bottom line, we talk about it. You got to win your home games, and you got to have a winning road record. And so we're gonna take it one game at a time, so to speak. But we understand the urgency of getting off to a great start.
What do you think is a fair expectation for this year's team?
Well, I mean, I think every year, obviously you want to win every game, but I like this group. I think this group is capable of having a very successful non-conference season. I think once we get the conference play with the addition guys that we're going to add to the roster, I think we can compete with anybody in the league. And so I feel like we'll have a very, very successful season. As far as a number, I can't put a number on it right now, but I think we got a chance. We had a talent, put it like this, we had a talent to compete with anybody and beat anybody that we feel like that we play. And I feel very confident about that we do have the talent to match anyone that we do compete against.
You guys were picked 10th, so you expected that this team can exceed that fairly significantly.
Yeah, we feel good about that. You never know where the polls. I mean, you can look across the street about that. I mean, polls don't mean anything. It's just what your team believes and how you perform and how guys buy into their roles, buy into the team, and we continue to improve in areas that we got to get better at. So if we do those things, the polls will take care of itself. The poll I'm interested in is the one at the end of the year. Where we're at the end of the year, conference standing. So that's where we're focusing on right now. It's getting better every day.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you guys for coming. Take care.
Appreciate it.